The government is closed for business starting today. Now, what does that mean? The main impact is all the workers that will be furloughed. That's include 89% of the Environmental Protection Agency, 87% of our education department, 81% of our commerce department, 76% of our labor department, 71% of our housing and urban development, 59% of our energy department, 49% of our agriculture department. All these employees will be furloughed. If you're like me, not like me, really, I did know this, but if you're like most Americans who Googled the term furlough today after it spiked off the chart, it just means laid off temporarily. You are unpaid and not working, and you can come back whenever they figure this shit out. That's the idea. That is the idea of a furlough. And the numbers are pretty stark. 750,000, 750,000 federal workers could be furloughed in the next few days or weeks or so. People are saying vacation, but there's a little bit more to the story. Now, again, this is pretty crazy because this is what our government runs on, a lot of this stuff. Now, the very essential stuff does remain working, but even that has caveats. So let me explain. For example, if you're going traveling, you might notice longer lines at the airport, facilities closures at national parks, and of course, losses in tourism revenue. This is because not only are a lot of employees in the FAA getting furloughed, or the TSA, but the ones that still have to work aren't getting paid. That means if you are traveling anytime soon, it will be with air traffic controllers that are working unpaid. TSA agents working unpaid. We have people working for nothing and people who are just not able to work at all. So it's going to be pretty strained, the services of government, until this is figured out. Now, at a high level, here's what's happening. Our government every year is supposed to pass a budget that decides what we are going to do and what we're going to spend money on. Maybe some of that money goes to air traffic controllers, right? We have gotten so unable to pass a budget on time that for decades now, we have resorted to a thing called a continuing resolution. This is basically like a short-term band-aid that says, okay, if we can't figure out a new budget, we'll use last year's budget until we can figure it out for a few weeks. So the last time we actually passed a budget on time was 1997. And then every year since then, we sort of kicked the bucket into the middle of the year, sometimes throughout the whole year. So now in 2025, we've gotten to the point where we've done a continuing resolution the entire previous year. We have not gotten anywhere closer to passing a new budget. And so this time, when they decided to kick the can one more time, finally the vote did not pass.